Alert.
We begin tonight with breaking news and a tragedy serving as a warning for all parents.
Yeah, you're going to want to stop what you're doing and listen to this story. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Department says they are investigating the death of a teenager as a case of sextortion. On November 6th, they found Bryce Tate, a student at Nitro High School, dead at his home in Cross Lanes. Bryce, who was only 15 years old, had committed suicide.
Yeah, Bryce's parents, his friends, teachers, those he went to church with all said the same thing. There were no warning signs at all leading up to this. But then, a few days later, a big break in the case.
That's right. Bryce's dad told me on the phone today detectives searched his son's phone and figured out that he had been the target of an online sextortion scheme. And it all happened so quickly. Less than 3 hours stood between the time Bryce received the first text and when he took his own life. Pictures Adam Tate shared with us illustrate a family at its absolute happiest. Adam says he and his wife Amanda shared so much joy with 15-year-old Bryce, an honors student at Nitro High School, their only child. Adam describes Bryce as his best friend, who shared everything with his dad. That's what made the events of November 6th not only an absolute shock, but also a complete mystery. There was nothing at all in Bryce's background or current life to ever even hint at suicide. What detectives with the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department discovered on Bryce's phone revealed everything.
It was Detective Payne of the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office who did the forensic examination on the cell phone and was able to find that Bryce was going through a complicated ordeal called sextortion.
Sextortion is a form of online exploitation where investigators say offenders manipulate victims into sending intimate or sensitive pictures, then threaten to release those photos. Detectives say someone claiming to be a 17-year-old girl texted Bryce while he was at the gym after school. That first text coming in at 4:37 p.m. on November 6th. The conversation continued after Bryce had gone home and eaten dinner and lasted up until the time he took his life, which was 2.5 hours later. That's how fast criminals' words can affect the teenage mind.
Once they strike up the conversations and they entice the male to send them pictures, that's when they inform them that they're going to start extorting them for money or even more pictures to be sent. And if they don't comply, then they will release those to the public. And mainly they'll go onto their social media accounts and gather their friends list, and that's who they tell them they're going to release to. So once you feel like the world's going to know what's going to happen and you feel like you have no other way to turn to, unfortunately a lot of kids in this country take their own lives.
The case is now being investigated by the FBI as detectives and, of course, Bryce's mom and dad hope to track down whoever's responsible and bring them to justice. That's why Adam and Amanda went public and want every parent to talk with their kids about something the Tate family had never even heard of until Bryce's death.
We are so proud of Mr. Tate's family coming forward the way they have on social media. I mean, their post alone has had millions of shares, likes, comments, and them coming forward might save another teenager's life somewhere else in this country.
Sergeant Burns said he cannot say strongly enough you should never share compromising images over the phone or online with anyone, including people you know and trust, because someone else could get a hold of them. I spoke again with Bryce's dad just a little while ago, and he wanted everyone to know this. In a family as tightly knit as ours, we had open communication, and Bryce knew he could confide in us about absolutely anything without judgment. It's a testament to the insidious power of these predators that they could shatter that bond so quickly. These cowards operating from the shadows exploit vulnerability with ruthless efficiency. They bombard victims with relentless threats, isolation tactics, and fabricated shame, convincing them in a matter of hours that their world is irreparably destroyed. And reaching out would only amplify the ruin. This isn't just manipulation, it's a calculated assault on the innocent, preying on trust and fear to drive permanent, devastating decisions before loved ones can intervene. I consider it to be the murder of my innocent son. Talking with your children about sextortion can be difficult. The FBI offers some tips to help ease into that conversation.
And they're a part of this investigation, putting out a list of recommended questions that can at least get your kids talking with you. Things you can ask them. When you're online, has anyone tried to contact you? What did you do, or what would happen to you if that happened? Why do you think someone would want to reach out to a kid online? What's possible anytime you send someone a picture? And what if that picture was ever used against a person? The FBI advises that you remind the kids in your life that not everyone is what they seem, and make sure to block or ignore anything that comes from someone you don't know in real life.